Hey my beautiful friends, thanks so much for tuning in. So in today's video I want to do like a quick homeschool update kind of thing. It's a mommy chat and just to talk about I'm trying to do this video and this is interruption number 20. Now my washer is going on. But it's okay, let's get to it. I want to talk to you guys about my possible homeschool approach change, and I'm so excited to talk to you because oh man, it has been like an eye-opener for me. And okay, so let me give you a quick intro. By the way, thank you so much for being here. Sorry that I'm already scatterbrained, but stay with me, okay? All right, so quick intro is that I've been homeschooling for about 7 years. Actually, this year will be 7 years. I started homeschooling JL when he was in kindergarten, and then my other two haven't gone to school. They've just been homeschooled ever since. So I have a 5th grader now, a 2nd grader, and a pre-K 4, okay? And then a baby, which is why I need to take these pockets of time that I have and just go with it. So my baby's sleeping right now, basically. Okay, so I consider myself an eclectic homeschooler because I like to take, I like to take from different aspects of homeschool, different approaches. I like the Charlotte Mason approach, Charlotte Mason. I like traditional. I like a little bit of classical here and there, just a little bit of everything. So I've always considered myself an eclectic homeschooler. I still do, but here's the thing. So all this time, actually 2 years ago, my washer, is that gonna annoy you guys? I hope it doesn't. I have to take this time to talk to you. So it's stopping. Okay. I had to pause the video so that my dryer could stop, or my washer actually. Okay, you guys, let me continue. Okay, so yes, I know you stopped. Yes. Okay, I think I could talk now. Okay, you guys, so I'm gonna start with how things changed this past, I don't know, month or so. The idea of this new approach has been brewing in my head, and it just kind of makes sense. So here's the thing. 2 years ago, I started doing morning time basket. I always admired the whole idea of the morning time basket, but I never felt like it was gonna fit in with my, homeschool until I actually did it. And then it was like, oh my goodness, I love this so much. I included fun learning in the morning time basket. For me, the morning time basket, it was fun learning, but also kind of filling in the gaps kind of thing. So like with geography and history and stuff like that. In that same time, sweet mama here, Jessica from the Wild Way, had reached out to me to look into her Passport to Adventures, use it, and do a review for her, which will come soon, another review. And so I said, oh yeah, sure. And I decided to put this into my morning time basket, which is actually considered unit studies. So I said, oh, okay, so maybe I could do unit studies in my morning time basket. Now, I've always done unit studies like for science. I liked to do unit studies for science, not really for history, but more for science. And about 3 to 4 years ago, one of my favorite unit studies that I've done so far has been on dinosaurs. And I took a whole month to do that unit study. So you guys know where I'm getting at here, but stay with me. So we had so much fun, but it wasn't considered the whole day of homeschool. Once we did the unit study, we'll come down and do the rest of our, curriculum. We did math, we did language arts, more geography, more science, and so forth. So what I would do, actually history, what I would do is do unit studies during science time. So then as I continue to do the Passport to Adventures, I also now do the heritage letter in my morning time basket, which is a history letter. So I do these unit studies for science and history, but they also have some geography in there, okay? So here's the thing. It never clicked to me that maybe, just maybe, this might be the best approach for my homeschool. Now, how this, light bulb went on, which took forever, I was looking into Rainbow Resources. They had a video here on YouTube that talked about how to become a unit study pro. And it so happens that the lady that's doing this class is talking about the Titanic, which was my my current unit of study, which I just did a video about. And I'm like, oh, I love that she's talking about the Titanic. So she talks about how, you know, you can set up geography. You can do geography, history, even language arts, vocabulary, art, and I don't know what else am I missing something? I'm so sorry. But those things, so we said history, science, geography, art, language arts, a little bit of language arts, vocabulary, and so forth. And the way she broke it down, it just like opened up my idea of like it opened up my view to unit studies so much more. And especially because I was doing the Titanic, so I was like going nuts, like, oh, I love that she's talking about the Titanic. And so I'm writing down the ideas and everything. And then I started thinking, you know, I have so much fun preparing these unit studies. I actually spend so much time. I spend more time preparing these unit studies than I spend on any other planning in my homeschool. So I got to talking to my husband, and I said, you know, there is such an approach as unit studies, and I would consider doing this as a main topic in my homeschool, and then just kind of adding language arts and math. And so he said, well, why don't you do it? And I said, I don't know. I was kind of scared to think that I don't have to buy curriculum for geography. I don't have to buy curriculum for vocabulary. I don't have to buy curriculum for, you know, I guess science and history. So because unit studies is an approach where you can encompass all these subjects in one, not only does it make it easier for a mama that has many kids, but is also a way to have your kids bond together and work together and create a nice relationship with each other. So that's what I've been noticing. Now, again, I've been doing unit studies for a very long time. I just never thought about diving into an actual approach on unit studies. So what that will look like in my homeschool is that it actually changes a lot of the way I do things, because we have a schoolroom downstairs, which we come to do all our main subjects down here. And right now, the way I have my unit study set up is upstairs in the living room, but I plan to do the setup down here. I just have to figure out how. It's all new to me right now, guys. It's all still brewing in here. Like, I'm going nuts just with the idea that, oh my goodness, this is going to be so much fun. So another thing that I want to add is the fact that you get to include the little ones with the big ones all in one unit study. So my next video I do want to share is how I include JJ, who is my 4-year-old, with my unit studies that are also targeted to my 7 and 9-year-old or 10-year-old. So how to include the little ones too. I'm going to do a separate video on that soon. I'm actually learning as I go, because he's also very, very hands-on. He loves doing all the science projects with us. But when there's like reading involved, or when there's like more writing that's involved, research or stuff like that, I am still learning how to include my 4-year-old in that. So what I do is I give him something like to color or to draw himself, but I want to do a little bit more. So I'm still learning. So if you're a unit study mama, if you use unit study as your main approach, I would love to hear from you in the comments down below. Have you always been a unit study mama? How do you deal with like what curriculum do you use for guidance? Because that's where I am right now. And then I do want to say that another mama here on YouTube also opened up my mind to how to go about planning these unit studies, because I've never thought of it this way. So the way I've done it in the past, I've been following the Passport to Adventures, and then when I've done it on my own, I kind of focus on the main theme. I did a unit study on plants, and I did plants and seed. We did a lap book. I love lap books, by the way. We did a lap book. We went outside. We did some farming. We did well, farming or gardening. We did some. We did a field trip. We did hands-on things, science. We did a little bit of everything when we were doing the plant and seed study, but I kept it on the plant and seed. And what I like about this other mama here, her name is, There's No Place Like Home. I don't know her name, but There's No Place Like Home. She's a unit study mama. And the way she does it, the way she sets up the unit study is really clear, is really, really nice, is very organized. So it kind of opened up my mind. Now, when I was watching this Rainbow Resource video, it did the same thing, but then when I saw this other one, it kind of like, okay, now I get how I can do this. So for example, on the Titanic. I get books from the Titanic, but I also branch out to icebergs. I also branch out to unit study on pride. I also branch out to you know, the actual boats, different kinds of boats. And, you know, it's just the way that one theme can cause so many different lessons. And that's what opened up my mind to doing this as an approach, because I never done it that way. I've always just done it on the actual theme. And I've considered doing little, you know, mini branching here and there, but not as an actual approach. I don't know how else to explain it, you guys. I'm totally excited about this. And I just want to make sure that I can cover everything that my kids need to learn on all those subjects, because I would only be purchasing curriculum for language arts and math. And then we'll be covering science, history, geography, art, everything else with our unit study. So I'm excited. The next one that's coming up is going to be on India and tigers and a little bit of everything with India. I'm already going nuts. So this is something that I'm very passionate about. And I just finally figured out that I should just do this as an approach. I just can't even explain it. So anyway, I just wanted to share my mommy heart with you guys. I hope I make sense. Talk to me in the comments down below. I hope to share so much more with you guys now that I'm in this new chapter in my homeschool. And I'm excited. The boys really do love the unit studies, and I love learning with them along the way. I love just like hearing their questions, and if I don't have answers, looking them up and finding out together. I love that. I love that so much. So I'm just so excited to what's in store for us, and I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to hear from you in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one.